Hello, everyone. My name is Caroline, and I'll present my research on the development of next-generation high-efficiency silicon solar cells. Before I provide details about my research project, I'll begin with a brief introduction to solar cells. This figure depicts a simplified Venn diagram of a semiconductor. In a solar cell under operation, photons are absorbed by electrons in the valence band. These electrons are excited across a band gap into the conduction band, creating positively and negatively charged carriers. These free carriers can be separated by an electric field and collected at different terminals of the cell, producing electricity. Instead, if these free carriers are short-lived, they recombine inside of the cell and do not contribute to power generation. For this reason, permitting the electrons and holes to have a long lifetime is fundamental for efficient electricity production. In my research, I'm studying the silicon solar cell architecture depicted, which has the potential to be introduced into manufacturing, provided certain challenges can be met. In this device, a key challenge is to control the conductivity of an otherwise insulating silicon oxide film that is used to improve the lifetime of the free charge carriers. During processing, nanopinholes must be created in the silicon oxide in a controlled manner so that the charge carriers can be efficiently collected. This requires development of methods to create and visualize nanopinholes. This schematic will show how selective chemical etching can be used to visualize the pinholes that are only a few nanometers in size. Tetramethylammonium hydroxide selectively etches silicon over silicon oxide. Thus, we can selectively remove the polycrystalline silicon, and once we reach the silicon oxide layer, only the underlying monocrystalline silicon regions exposed by nanopinholes can be etched, forming larger features that can be readily spotted with optical and electron microscopes. In the figures to the left, we see magnified pinholes on planar samples exposed to different thermal budgets. In the middle and right figures, we applied the same technique to textured samples. As you can see, while very few pinholes formed at 1050 C, many more of them could be formed at 1100 C. This difference in pinhole surface density is reflected in the conductivity measurements. To measure the resistance across the silicon oxide layer, we create a structure as the one depicted. The resistivity measurements show that only the samples processed at 1100 C are suitable for solar cell applications. With these results, we have developed devices that can be used to elucidate the conduction mechanism, which will lead to reliable industrial manufacturing of such cells. With this, I'll end my presentation with a summary slide and thank my advisors and coworkers, as well as the US Department of Energy for the funding provided. I look forward for your questions. Thank you.